Hi everyone, I am back today with the second option that I'm going to show you with this dough hat, with this model, right? The last time I showed you just this is a look, the first look, with just the pre-tone of orange. You can wear them blonde and beautiful. Today I am having three color with me. So I have three bow next to me. I am using Aveda colors on it. Now, the first bow that I'm going to apply from 2 inch out from the root out is going to be 10 grams of the deep dark GRB, 10 grams of Universal ON, and 20 grams of 5 volume cream developer. The second bow, the second formula I'm going to apply is from that 2 in, but the second line is I'm going to apply from that 2 in now in the middle is my second formula. I am using 10 grams of pure pigment green and 10 grams of Universal ON and 20 grams of 5 volume cream developer. The third bow that I am using is raspberry. Now this formula is a little bit newer. This is called Aveda Vibrant, the full spectrum vibrant. This full spectrum vibrant, you don't need developer, right? So my formula today is gonna be 10 grams of full spectrum vibrant raspberry color and 10 grams of Universal ON clear ON. I don't need to use the Universal 10 ON. However, I like to have to dilute the raspberry a little bit. So a little bit lighter raspberry instead of too dark of raspberry. So my technique today is with the three color that I am using, I'm gonna use this foam here. Now this foam here, you can get them from Home Depot or Amazon, and you can cut them like this, just rectangle size, right? Don't get it too long. If the hair too long or longer than this, you might need to have two, but don't cut too long. It's harder to moving thing around. So, and then we actually wash them, clean them, and let it dry and reuse them so you don't throw that away. And so this is sometimes I would use this for balayage that I just separate them with the foam, but I don't need to generate heat. It might add a little bit heat, but it's not so much. So if you want something that are more, you want something that the highlight or the balayage a little bit more very gentle, very soft, you can apply and separate them with this foam. It's amazing. So I'm using this foam today with this technique. Let's start it. I'm gonna have my glove. Now with this technique, I'm gonna start from the front and size and front. I'm gonna separate them to be accordion here, and I am gonna start from the bottom up instead of doing the top down, right? I am gonna mix the first bow first. Now when I'm doing this kind of color, I would say very creative color, I'm not necessarily go with skin tone. I go with what is a better option for this season. What is a trend right now? Is a green color trend, it's blue trend, it's gray, dark gray trend, it's pinky trend. So But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna use all the trend to that model. I will take whatever the trend now and create something that are her, create something that are me as an artist behind this work, right? So I'm gonna mix this together. So as you can see, I'm gonna show you here. The third formula, I'm using the Aveda, the newest Aveda full spectrum vibrant. So the color, when you mix them, the color came out from the tube because it's a direct dye. So what you see, what you get, yeah. However, there's a difference with the other two formula that are not direct dye. That's why we need the developer to activate the formula. You not really see the green color, so because the activator is just starting now, so it's processing right now. So you don't see the color that you are gonna final result, but it's slowly. When it's applied to the hair, after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you will see that color. So my hand is gonna be clean. This is how I am gonna apply. I'm gonna use my foam, and my first is I'm gonna apply it from the root out. Because her hairs are pretty short, therefore I am not going to do more color because it's just gonna be look too busy. But if her hair is gonna be so longer, you actually can able to do 5-10 different color. Yeah. Now how I'm gonna do the second piece, I'm going to use this foam to separate the first piece, but I'm able to see where is my line here. So I'm going to take the hair, I'm going to turn this on, so I hope you see that. So the second one is about 1 inch, depend on how thick her hair is. So if her hair is really thick and coarse, you might need to get it a little bit, about 3/4 inch. So remember here, I'm gonna go to where I can see my line here. My first formula, second formula, go it up. So I basically painting pieces on her hair, but you will see it look so pretty. The third one, I'm gonna go with this. So you see how you separate the hair, right? Comb the hair, let them lay nicely, naturally. Don't pull them too much. And you can see your color underneath where you're gonna stop, you know? And by next week, I will have model so that I can do long sag, long layer sag haircut, and I will do a video and teaching more 4-layer, bi-layer. So stay tuned for more videos, stay tuned for more technique, and I'm gonna continuing this step, continuing doing on step by step here. So my third one is here. So stay tuned, turn on to YouTube channel so that you can watch the whole full video, okay? So the top one, I will have same here. Okay. So I'm repeating my step. My green color is here on the separate, and my third one. So you can see my hand on I'm right-handed, and my right hand is always, you can see even when I'm doing color, you see my hands are pretty much very, very, very clean, yeah? With this kind of technique, you want everything gonna be very clean and very organized. My right hand is always holding a comb. My comb is never dropped down. So to able to have that subsection, and every section is so nice and clean, you need to be able to always hold this comb in your dominant hand. So I'm placing one more here. I am using this one to do another 1 minute story. So now you can see I'm take this foam out because I was placing this. Okay, so I am placing this foam down nicely, gently. Place all the hair in the same place and flat. My first formula from the root out to 2 inch. So now at the top hair is gonna be a little bit longer here. So you would do about 3 inch on the top from the root out. That's how you paint the second part. I hope that you can see on this side. I will put them here. You can see here. So this is how you separate the color. So the color doesn't, when you have a finished product, you will see them have separate, but then just blend in together. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm done with this subsection. I'm moving her to this. I'm going to repeat the same. However, what I'm doing is I actually turn her head, and so I can see my work through the mirror, so that I can see how the top subsection gonna be. You can see that color, that how it's placed, how thick, how it's on the other side. When I'm doing haircut, I do similar style. In a way, I'm doing one side and I'm I'm using the reflection of the mirror to evaluate my work. Remember the first piece, you place them in here. First formula, 2 inch from the root out. Second formula, and the third one. Lay the second foam, separate the hair, but you separate, remember separate, but you're able to see it. But if you put the foil, you're just able to separate them, but you're not able to see, so you can't match it, right? So the foam is how it's gonna work much easier. I'm gonna go a little bit thicker here. Comb. Nicely. So when I formula in a way of why I don't do 40 gram, why I don't do 20 gram. Most of the time with this, you don't need to do 40 gram because you're gonna throw away a lot of color, right? Because this is not something that you do it every day. This is something that we call them a creative. So because it doesn't require a lot of complicated formula. As you see earlier when I mentioned, when you're doing 10 gram of pure, this one. So because it doesn't require a lot of complicated, yes, you do have a 3 bowl of color. So I would do 10 gram of each color, and then when you mix 10 gram of each color, they are equal for equal part of developer. Or if you don't have a developer, or you don't use developer for some direct dye, you might dilute them, or you might add, not dilute them, you want to be more concentrated. But you can always, if you need more color, you always can go back and get more color. What happens, you don't want to do 40 gram is you might mixing too much. Think about when you do 40 gram of color, you need 40 gram of, let's say you want to dilute them, another 40 gram of OM, and then another 40 gram, and then 80 gram of developer. That total of 160 gram. That's a lot. That's a lot of color. So think about that. You just use what you need. Instead of just mix them and then throw them away, because this is something that you don't know exactly how much you're gonna need. So in general, I would do about 40 gram total of one bowl, right? If it's 40 gram total of one bowl, then I would divide them to be, if it's 40 gram of total of one bowl, like I say, I would divide them to be 10 gram of pigment, clear pigment, 10 gram of my OM if I want them to be diluted, and of course 20 gram of developer. Now, if I don't want to use developer, or I don't need developer, or I don't need the OM, I would use just the pure pigment or pure tone with developer. So think about, if you only need the 40 gram to start with, you can divide that to have that combination without wasteful. So keep in mind that being a successful colorist is not only able to make the color beautiful, make the result phenomenal, but you have to keep in mind that you measure the color to the point that wow, oh my God, not not wasteful, and also yeah, like I say, if you need more, you can go back and get more. So I am gonna do the third one here. Now the back of her hair, because her hair is so short, so if I don't have to do exactly like the same. I can just use whatever the color that I have left and create something that are just for her, right? So you don't have to be, this is a thing that you don't have to be, oh, everything have to be uniform. There is no uniform, but yet you want to have that consistency of the color, but it doesn't have to be uniform. This is very creative, very playful. last one for the sun. Have passion for doing color. Think about what you are going to do. Think about this hair, what after what you are going to do if she coming back. Realistically, you want the client, it's not like a door hat, you know. You want client to come back and when the client coming back, what is you can't do the same anymore, right? I mean, they were expecting you to. This is very addiction. This is something that they were expecting you to do. They would tell you like, oh, I trust you, whatever next that you want to do. Then with this kind of client, you have to be always on your toe. You have to be able to give her something that are new, but then okay. But she already, I'm gonna use two of the hair clip here to hold this together. I mean, it's already stick together, but sometimes when you moving thing around, it might be slide off. So you can see now her hair kind of process nice and cute, right? This one is processed before, so you can see the color differently. Okay, do one more here. Okay, so you can see the front and the side. You will see they have a 3 different color. Obviously, when the color is processing, it might look darker. It will look darker, especially a better color. It will appear darker. But once you wash out, it's about 2 levels lighter. But you can see here that she have a 3 different tone, right? And then that 3 different tone is gonna be very symmetric underneath. So when she walk around, the hair gonna, you know, fly with the winds and whatever. She would have that layer of different, would be a little bit of more graduate kind of color, but you would have a same pattern of color. So it's gonna be look very pretty. Now because the back of her hairs are much shorter. I'm not a wasteful colorist, right? I'm very creative at the same time, useful. So I am going to do, I'm going to do 2 colors or 3 colors based on whatever I have. So whatever I have here, I don't have most of the dark gray here. I have yellows and pink. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna subsection her. I'm gonna do underneath here. All underneath here is gonna be the dark, and then on the top here I'm going to do different color. So now talk about creative. There is no rule that what color have to go to where, right? You go with what you feel like. But yes, of course you have to think about what is your taste, what is gonna be the final look. You want to be look fun, trendy, but you also want it to be look make sense. You don't want to be look like she do that at home just herself, right? Because this is a not only technique, but this is service that you charge a lot of money for it. So make something that are out of whatever the leftover color that makes sense. Is creativity, but at the same time, it doesn't look like it look like it's intentionally done instead of look like a mistake. So that's what you don't want. You don't want to be like, oh, that was a mistake. So that's why it looked the way it looked, right? You don't want a mistake. You want it to be that's intentionally done. So I'm using the underneath, the under occipital bone. Excuse me. I will do whatever the first formula. I will use all that underneath. Let me show you. Put this away. So you can see here. So you can see here that this subsection I get it done with one color. So I still do the 3 color, but instead of doing the same way the front and top that I'm doing differently. So now go to this one. Of course, you're gonna separate the hair exactly the same. However, with the nape area, it might be a little bit more challenge. So hair clip is always my best friend. So you can see that's how you're gonna separate the hair, yeah? I'm gonna show this one more time. So you can see here, I'm gonna show this to the story. So you can see here, I'm gonna use the first formula. I'm gonna apply the nape area and I'm gonna separate them with one foam here. My second one, I would do like I say, I'm not gonna go back and use a different formula. I'm gonna use whatever the color that left over that I have and create something that are cool as well. So make sure that when you've done this, you have to be very, very gentle, very organized. So I have that, and I'm gonna place this one here. Remember, I lift one, I separate them to here. Take one more, and I lift this one in here. Now, this second formula is actually a green color. However, when you see them not 100% processed yet, you might see them as look yellow, but actually it's not yellow. It's actually green color. The model does have some yellow of her previous color on her hair. So this I'm gonna do this raspberry on the end of the hair. Right? I'm doing the same in this subsection. Yep. Just be gentle with the hair. I know it's not easy. This kind of technique, you have a vision and you make that vision come alive, right? So you figure that out as far as how far, where I'm going. Raspberry here. All right, our third one, actually we can do this because her hair is not as long, so you can separate using that horizontal way. Consider that our client might move around or using the bathroom and so on. So when you do work on the client, you have to think about how you're gonna secure all that foil. Yeah. Now, if I am touching the color somewhere, I need to clean my finger as well. So make sure that your hand, you always have a towel to clean your finger so that your glove is not get too messy. Or just being aware of what you're touching. I'm gonna be using a little bit of feather here instead of get that rectangle. I'm gonna be feathering. So I'm soften the top. Okay. Second one. Okay. Okay, so here is my last top back subsection. So I am using the same foil thing here, but I'm using that in that horizontal way. And I'm gonna put this last section down, comb the hair. Now I'm gonna feather more than doing the same technique, right? The same technique is you put them, but here now I'm gonna soften them with just feathering down so it gets a little bit more blending. Same thing when I'm doing the raspberry color, the last formula, I would more feathering. You can see when I'm feathering, I'm angle my brush. So it's softer and lighter here. Oh wow. All my bowls of colors are finished. With no color left, right? Stay tuned. Okay, so let me show you around. Here she is. So recap what we done. We have 3 different colors, and in the front here 2 subsection, and I'm using this foam to separate the color, and the back I'm gonna use whatever I have left. So underneath the nape area, I use a top formula, and then I'm gonna use the green and that raspberry to feather in the back. So you still see the transition between from the front to the back, or the back to the front, as far as the color sort of have that consistent connecting together. However, it's a little bit different kind of technique. All right, I'm gonna let her process for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I will wash her with Arrojo Color Safe shampoo and conditioner. I would put the mask on her hair as well. Then I will dry the hair, and you will see her second look later on. So thank you, and I will post it on the YouTube, and I will see you for her second look. Take care.